Nancy, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
So tell me about what bothers you about the appearance of your nose.
It's specifically the bump at the top of the nose that's really bothers me. It's something that me and my sisters both have. It's just as I got older, the bump became more obvious. So
Now, do you have any problems with breathing through the nose?
it's blocked a lot. It's more of a sinus problem, so it goes all through and above my eyes. So it's more of a blocked feeling than a breathing problem, but yeah.
Okay, and you haven't had any previous surgery or any trauma to the nose?
Nothing like that.
Okay. Looking at your nose, I can see that you have a bump on the top of the nose, which is made of both bone and cartilage, and then the skin and the tip of the nose are quite what we call bulbous as well. So we can certainly do some surgery to take down that bump and refine the tip for you. And of course, at the same time, we'll be improving the inside aspect of your nose, giving you a better airway as well.
Will I actually be awake for the procedure, and how long do you think it might take?
Okay, I think that the best way to have this procedure is to be completely asleep. So it is under what we call general anaesthesia. So you're completely asleep. And then it takes around about between 1 and 2 hours to perform. Probably in your case around about 1.5 hours.
Okay. And what about pain? Will I be in a lot of discomfort after the procedure? And when do the splints actually get removed?
Okay, well, the splints are removed after around about a week to 10 days, just really depending on what we actually find at the time of surgery. But most of the time around about 10 days. As far as pain is concerned, fortunately you're going to be more uncomfortable than in a lot of pain. Most of the time after this procedure it requires maybe some Panadol for a couple of days. In fact, a lot of people will go back to their normal working chores on the computer, etc. after 24 hours. So it's not a particularly painful procedure. So after the surgery, when the splint is actually taken off at around about a week to 10 days, the nose will swell up a bit, and so it takes around about 3 weeks for that swelling to settle down, but you will see the new shape of your nose immediately as soon as the splint comes off. It does take around about 6 months for things to really settle down, but the final shape of the nose is not going to occur until around about 12 to 18 months. So it's a little bit of time before we see that final shape.
Doctor, what about my sense of smell? Will that be affected at all?
No, it's unlikely that your sense of smell will be affected in any way. Because I'm an ear, nose and throat surgeon, I specifically deal with the internal part of the nose. So the answer to that is no. Okay, so let's take a look on the computer imaging so we can customise your nose perfectly for your face. So here we can see the photographs that have been taken of the front and the side of your nose. Let's look at this front one first. What we can see here is that the bridge is quite wide and the tip is also quite wide and bulbous. And what I'm going to show you is what I think that we can achieve. And so we're just bringing in the tip here, refining it and making it smaller. So I think that is certainly achievable. The thing is that on the front image it's not quite as easy to see the changes, and we cannot be as dramatic as we can on the side image. Again, we can see the bump on the nose here, and the tip is quite rounded, and what our aim will be is not so much to make the nose that much smaller, but just refine the features. So there you can see that we've taken the bump down and certainly refined the tip, and you can see the way the tip rotates up. Okay. And you can see on this revised vision here how much narrower the nose is, and certainly the tip is refined as well. Okay, so Nancy, welcome back. How have you been going?
Really well, Doctor.
Excellent. And the breathing is good?
I was rather congested towards the beginning, but as each day goes by, I'm finding it easier and easier to breathe.
And so tell me about people's reactions and your reaction to the surgery. What's happened there?
I've gotten a lot of positive feedback. It's only been 4 weeks and it's overwhelming. I feel a lot more confident and I feel like a brand new person.
Good. Okay, well, you recall that what we had to do is we took the bump off the nose, which is some bone and cartilage. We had to make some little breaks in the corner of the nose here, and then we refined the cartilages on the tip to just make it a little bit smaller. And at the moment it's still swollen, and it's going to take another couple of months to settle down. So I think at this point in time your nose is looking fantastic, and it's just going to get better and better.
Excellent.
I think that's it. We'll see you in 3 months' time.
Thanks, Doctor. Look forward to seeing you.
So, I hope that you have found this insight into rhinoplasty surgery both interesting and informative. Ultimately, the decision to have rhinoplasty surgery is one that you must make yourself, but I do suggest that you have the support of your family and friends. So do your research, look on the internet, come to my website, and hopefully we can make a decision together for you to have rhinoplasty surgery. So good luck with your decision making, and hope to see you soon.